You're an international attorney. You've been working with my clients for years. You've now been introduced and you're part of managed by sell programs of instruments. I understand that you know private placement programs, you know some of my providers, and you're actually in a real transaction where you're seeing contracts. The first question a lot of entrepreneurs face is when they get exposed to the world of structured financing or alternative funding, seeing they go, these numbers are too good to be true. Too good to be true. Are they really real? As somebody who's in it, as a client, and as a reputable law firm, can you say if these things are really real?
Yes, Taimour, thanks. It is a world that is full of fraud and unreal expectations and so forth. But there are a few platforms that exist, very few, which offer these kinds of returns. And yes, they are real, number one. Number two, my experience with your group as both counsel and participant in various financing situations involving instruments has evidenced to me that not only obviously these platforms exist, which I knew from before, but that what you bring to the table is very real and very doable. And I've seen the transaction from A to Z. I'm involved in one with you now, and yes, I mean it's something that happens. It's like you said, finding a needle in the haystack. But once you find it, you found the needle, and you can use it.
Awesome. I don't mean to solicit you or your business. I'm not going to even mention the name of your law firm. So I take away solicitation. But international law firms like yours bring a lot of credibility to businesses that are looking for financing and funding. I'll talk about an example that I'm familiar with that I think you would concur. In a lot of countries where the borrower is looking for capital, their local bank, and I'll talk about Venezuela as a small example, a local entrepreneur in Venezuela is running an oil business, and the guy needs capital. He needs like $40 million of a loan or something, but the local Venezuelan bank, the bank in Tanzania, the bank in Bangladesh, the bank in Colombia, whatever, just cannot fund the guy. They don't have that amount of money to give the guy. So that guy now needs to go into getting a lender, an international lender. There's a lot of legal complications when it comes to the borrower getting the money in their country. One of them could be in Venezuela's example, or Colombia, the national law is if you're getting funding for something that's a national security interest, the national law applies, not a contract that a law firm like yours will put together. That's international law. Are there solutions that a law firm like yours can bring to international clients that need this capital desperately?
Yeah, so thanks for the question, Taimour. The situation in the legal issues presented by the fact pattern that you described are enormous, and at the core is a battle of the forms and the battle of different jurisdictions' laws, some of which are not optional. So we have negotiated contracts with governments. We have represented governments in situations where they insist their law applies while the counterparties insist another law applies. One obvious way to get around that in some cases is arbitration, and then you fight about over the seat and the law that applies to the arbitration. But yes, it's something that you have to look at each situation separately, and it involves a lot of creativity and legal knowledge to be able to assist a particular client in that situation. Secondly, our firm has been involved in situations like that where we function as paymaster, because one of the problems is that sometimes, unless you're dealing with the government directly, where does the money go? Who can hold the money, and who is a trustworthy, shall we say, escrow agent for the money that all parties can trust. And we do that, and we have experience doing that. We've done it with your group, various people involved with you in your company. And for that, you need not just a trustworthy person, but some firm and person that has an account which can receive large amounts of money, which we have, which is called a mature account. So in those areas, we can help, and we're glad to help. And I think our fees are very competitive, and it's vital for the transaction to take place.
Thank you so much. It's just been awesome recommending your firm to our clients and really working with you. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, Taimour. Likewise.